Music plays a big part in many people's lives. It's the same for me too. Whether it's rock, jazz, pop, or any other genre, we all like a song that gets us bobbing in our heads. Typically like a single genre, some listen to more than two, or you're probably a music flex, where you just listen to whatever sounds good to you, no matter what the genre is. I declare myself to be the latter. I don't care what the song is, if it sounds good to my ears, then I'm putting that in my playlist. Now what makes a song good is really up to the audience, but I do have specific categories on what makes a song great to listen to. This is of course my opinion, don't get it twisted. I'm not going to be just talking about any song that is out by any SoundCloud rapper nowadays. I'm going to be talking about specifically video game music, since I've played so many video games throughout my life. And to be more specific, I'm going to be talking about Persona 5 and its fan favorite, River in the Desert.
A river in a dry land, the left is in a lost head. When I hop off new beginnings, burn our feet. Now we need.
Video games has had OST for a long time. For those that doesn't know, OST stands for Original Soundtrack, and without it, video games wouldn't be as memorable as it is today. As I stated before, I played so much video games of so many variety that the little things like music has become a big part of my gaming experience. From games like Hollow Knight, Undertale, or even Call of Duty World at War, if I were to play this 1 second of a song right now, you would immediately recognize what it is. Now that you know it, can you guess I played these 2 games OST countless times on my channel, but the one game that changed my whole view on music as a whole was World at War. If you guys have played the game, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. The melancholy and eerie tone that sends shivers down my spine years ago still haunts me to this day. I played this game when I was around 6 years old, but didn't really grasp the importance of that soundtrack. If anything, it actually terrified me. I'd rush to either the zombie mode or multiplayer to play a game whenever I boot up World at War. But when I reconnected with the game on my laptop, I remembered that same feeling I had when I was little and why it terrified me so much. Now as an adult, it's different. It left such an impression on me that when I came up with this video, that was the first thing that came into my mind. Besides that example, there are more games we can discuss from my past, but we're going to be talking about one game in particular and analyze a song that speaks volume on how music in games is just as much as art as music in real life can be. Let's talk about Persona 5. I remember the first time downloading Persona 5. I finally got the PS5 after months of trying to buy it from any store imaginable, and after looking in the store, I saw that there were games to get for free. Days Gone, God of War, Resident Evil 7. Then I saw a game that I never saw before, Persona 5. I spoke to one of my friends about it, and they recommended me to play it since it was a great game, according to them anyways. What put me off though was the length of the game. My friend told me it was over 90 hours, and that alone put me off about playing it. I did download it, but didn't play it for a few days. Something about its cover art though, it was like it was calling for me to play it as I was staring at it from my seat. I said why not and clicked play. Since then I became a huge fan. It is not just the gameplay or the combat that made me fall in love with it. The music range exceeds my expectation and has so many variety of songs that people can like. It has jazz, it has rock, calm music to listen to on your way to a Home Depot. It has it all. But there is just one song that stuck out to me as one of the best songs in Persona 5. Yes, you have The Day When My Mother Was There. You have No More What Ifs.
People come and they go. Some people may stay with you though.
I Believe.
I believe we can fly up in the sky. One day we may just be able to touch down on the star.
Last Surprise. Great song by the way.
you never see it coming. You say that my mind is too fast for right. You're done but the time it hit you, you're not surprised.
But River in the Desert fucking sold me, dude. Lin Inazumi? Inazumi. I think that's how you pronounce that. Is such an amazing singer for all of these songs too. Her voice has so much power, and she even makes a return in the sequel Persona 5 Striker. Like, listen to the intro, bro. The guitar riff goes hard. Just that intro alone caught my attention, and when you first hear it, you go against someone named Shido in the game. You do hear it from other bosses in the game, but this is the first time you'll hear it. Now for the next chapter, I'm going to be analyzing what makes River in the Desert so good.
It's now or it's never, and I've got to make my decision. This time it could be my moment.
The beginning of the song opens up to something mysterious. It sounds like we're in a perspective of a phantom thief, trying to make the decision on striking a foe. This is pretty much what we do in the game because the game isn't run and gun. We have to lurk in the dark, peek corners, and deciding on when to attack a shadow. If you were to make one wrong move, the enemy will have an advantage and most likely end your run.
Is this a mirage or a chance to fulfill my mission?
This part is referring to Shido and your character finally battling against each other after Shido sued and got you to move states, only for your character to coincidentally bump into him. Now when it gets to the chorus, there's one thing that I want everyone to keep this one word in mind, because it is a central point on what the game is and what this song represents. That word is a miracle. You'll see what I mean once you hear the lyrics.
A river in a dry land, the left is in a lost land, a heartbeat for a demon, a oasis in a strange land.
Everything that the singer listed here is all an example of a miracle. What I think makes this such a memorable and even catchy song is because of the beat and rhythm in this part of the song. Now I'm not going to be talking about everything here in this song, so we're going to be skipping a bit, as the song goes back and forth with parts of it being this mysterious figure settling the score to this cheery "we struck gold" kind of moment. That is until we get to this part.
When a cool drop of water suddenly gotta clear my head of anger and grief, a place to refresh heart and mind. Can I find some time and rivers and dry land?
I think this is one of my favorite parts of the song. It cuts to what it seems like the hero losing his edge and is getting frustrated at the thought of losing to their foe. In the last moment of clarity though, the hero calms down, thinks it through, and as they're about to attack, the song cuts to the miracles again. I truly love how River in the Desert has basically 3 settings of emotions on how to feel for each part of the song. There's a sense of dread around each corner, making you cautious on your next move. Then there's a moment of striking a foe, getting the advantage as you think about the purpose of you doing all of this to begin with. Lastly, there's that feeling of being close to losing the fight, but piecing yourself back together to think of a genius plan of action to then executing it, winning the fight. I didn't play the whole song in this video, but that's because I want the viewers to listen to it yourself. I feel like you guys can understand what I mean, or you can come up with what is actually happening. All of this is my interpretation of what I believe is happening, of course. I'm not a song expert by any means. I just love hearing music in games that makes it feel like you can't die at all once it starts playing in your ears. Like 115 from Black Ops 1. Those who know, you know. This is a little project that I've been wanting to do for a while, but never got the chance to doing it due to some restrictions I'd have with editing on a PS5. Thankfully, a lot of my ideas are possible since this isn't much of an issue. I made a video long ago about my problem with Sony's editing software on their PlayStation consoles and how it limits me from doing what I really want to do. And that is why I have a PC now, so thank fuck. Like, it took me so long to actually get to this point. But the one thing that I will say, like off script, is that one thing that I can agree to a certain extent, Persona does have this a bit of an issue where the song, which is repeat itself, just go in a loop. And if you really suck at the game, or if you take forever to even beat a certain part of a boss fight, for sure you're going to be hearing the same song over and over. And it's not just Rivers in the Desert, this is pretty much every song you're going to be playing every time you go against a boss fight, or whenever you just interact with the world. It's mostly just something to tune out what's going on in front of you, and that's pretty much what I have outside of that. Besides that, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you guys did, please make sure to subscribe and like this video. It would truly mean a lot to me. Make sure to stay hydrated and stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time.